Hello everyone, Mr. Price here with Read Aloud for the day. We're continuing True Sort of by Catherine Hannigan. We just finished chapter 28, and um, in that chapter, Deli had a poor experience with the gym basketball game. She had tried to get Ferris Boyd to be the one that would score points, but she didn't really talk to Ferris Boyd about the plan, and when it didn't go her way, she confronted Ferris Boyd about it after class and ended up kind of grabbing her arm, and Ferris Boyd, um, you know, kind of flipped out and ran from the school. Um, Deli then stopped by her house, Ferris Boyd's house after school and talked with her and tried to smooth things over and um, again asked, why Ferris Boyd hadn't participated in the basketball game, and she said, "You didn't ask." Well, she wrote that rather on a note, and it caused Deli to have a realization that a lot of the problems in her life were happening because she was not asking um, any questions before acting. We're picking up with chapter 29. Friday morning, Deli jerked awake. "Oh, Grammit," she rasped. "I didn't ask her not to tell." "One, please don't tell. Two, please don't tell." She counted as she pulled on her pants. Then she stopped. "She won't tell." She gulped. "She'll write it." "Three, please don't write it." "Four, please don't write." She dashed down the stairs. She was ricocheting around the kitchen, grabbing her bag and throwing things in her mouth. She had to get to school early and talk to Ferris Boyd before Miss McDougal did. "What's going on in there?" Clarice called. Any other day, Deli would have hollered, "I'm out of here," and run out the door, and Clarice would have arrested her. "Hold it. You go back to your room and begin again." It would have taken 10 minutes of starting over, leaving the bad taste of trouble in both their mouths. But this day, something in Deli's left pocket pinched her. "Ouch!" she yelped. She pulled the paper out. "You didn't ask," it reminded her. Deli chewed the mess in her mouth. Then she asked, "Ma, can I go to school early? I got something to take care of." The question cast a spell on Clarice. She couldn't say no to it. "All right," she agreed. "I'm coming too," R.B. announced. "I'm running," she warned him. "I know." They sprinted all the way, burping up their breakfasts. Deli slowed to drop R.B. at his door, but he didn't stop, so she did. "What?" she said. What?" he replied. "Get in there," she ordered. "I'm coming with you." The worry was making her wild. She grabbed R.B. to hurl him into his room, but there it was again, pinching her. She took a breath. "R.B., she asked, "will you let me do this on my own?" She wasn't yelling or no cussing him. She was being nice. "What's wrong with you?" he wondered. "Please," she said. The questions charmed R.B. too. "Okay," he told her, and she was gone. Deli stood by the back exit. The first bell rang, but no pale, skinny girl showed up. The second bell rang. "I'll wait," she decided. Ms. Niederbaum disagreed. "You don't want to be late." She grabbed Deli's shoulder and guided her to class. "She must be out today," Deli murmured as they got to the room. But Ferris Boyd was already there, slouched over her desk. "Shikes," Deli exclaimed, and started toward her. "Miss Pattison," Lionel Terwilliger stopped her. "We're ready to commence. Assume your seat." "Miss Boyd," he said, "please approach my desk." Lionel Terwilliger whispered to her, and Ferris Boyd slumped out the door. She was gone for 1,768 seconds, because Deli counted. When she came back, she set a note on Lionel Terwilliger's desk. "Miss Pattison," he called out, "Miss McDougal requests your presence." "Chisel, chisel, chisel," Deli muttered as she trudged down the hall. They made her sit outside the office through recess, because that was the cruelest thing to do. When she finally got in, Miss McDougal took a deep breath. "Delaware," she said, "you know about Ferris Boyd's disappearance yesterday." A gurgle came out of Deli, like she was drowning. Her head dropped. "I've spent time with Ferris this morning," trying to understand what happened. The principal went on. I asked her why she ran away, but she won't communicate with me about it. Deli's head popped up. As you know, it's unacceptable for a student to leave school. But Deli, Ferris is special, and I've decided to let it go this time. I hope you understand why she's being treated differently from the way you were. Deli couldn't believe it. Ms. McDougal was asking if it was okay to let Ferris Boyd off the hook. She nodded and got up to go. There's more, the principal told her. She slid down again. I'm worried about Ferris, that she's always alone. I asked her if she had a friend she could share with. This was her reply. Miss McDougal pushed a small piece of paper across her desk. Deli picked it up. A big, dark no was written in the middle of it. But there was a line through that. In tiny letters, at the bottom of the page, was Deli. Suddenly there was a warm spot in the middle of Deli's chest. Deli, I am... Miss McDougal's voice cracked like she was choking on it. I'm proud of you. Deli choked up too. Can I keep it? She rasped. I think that'd be all right, Miss McDougal answered. Deli put the paper in her right pants pocket. As she walked to her room, the warmth spread out to her fingers and down her toes. I got a friend, she whispered to the world, and her mouth couldn't keep from smiling. Chapter 30. After school, Deli had to run to catch up with her friend, Ferris Boyd, she hollered, too happy. The girl flinched. Oops, Deli tried again. Hey, Ferris Boyd, she breathed and fell in beside her. The question paper was pinching her, but Deli wouldn't ask. Mind if I come along? Instead, she said, since I don't got too much going on, I guess I'll go with you. Side by side, they walked across the playground, over the bridge, and out the river road. When they got to the old Hennepin place, Deli headed down the drive till she noticed no Ferris Boyd beside her. Hey, where'd you... She turned around. The girl was back by the road. Ferris Boyd, Deli called to her. The girl wouldn't glance at her. Deli knew what somebody not wanting her around anymore looked like. Her friend was sick of her already. All right, then, she mumbled and clumped up the drive. As she passed Ferris Boyd, she felt the pinching. I won't ask, she muttered, but the paper pinched so hard her leg went limp. Fine, Bob Grammett, she grumbled. Her throat tightened up so she could hardly speak. Ferris Boyd, she whispered, do you want me to go home? She couldn't watch for an answer. A nod would hurt too much. She hung her head and the two of them stood there. And it was like Deli was one of those birds and Ferris Boyd was telling her something without a sound. Oh, she exclaimed. She gazed at the girl, then she said softly, Ferris Boyd, I don't need to come in your house, and I don't want to play ball with you because I hate that game. I'll just sit on the stoop. How's that? The girl stayed still. Deli let her. It was as if she asked, will you give me a minute? And Deli told her, sure, without a word. Finally, Ferris Boyd tipped her head toward the house. She trudged up the drive. It was the best yes Deli'd never heard. All right, then, she grinned. She followed her up the steps and sat down. When Ferris Boyd came out with her ball in the bowl, the black cat leaped onto the stoop. It smelled the air around Deli. It purred. And Deli didn't know what that meant. She's okay or let me tear her up. Ferris Boyd put her hand on the cat's back. It flicked its tail twice, then went to the bowl. When it was done, it lay down beside Deli. All Graham cat, she breathed, but she didn't pull away. It was all right watching Ferris Boyd play basketball for about a minute. Maybe Deli did it to pass the time, or maybe she knew you're not really friends till you know all of somebody, including their trouble. Ferris Boyd, want to hear a story? She asked. The girl kept playing. All right, then. Trouble tale number 1. The first time Officer Tibbets tells me I'm bad. The cat turned its head toward her. The birds quit chattering. We went to the fair, Deli began. She told about the poultry pavilion and how sad those cooped-up chickens looked. They were squawking at me, "Please, please set us free." So I did. After, they were prancing around like they were at a party. She grinned, remembering that. Suddenly her face darkened. Next thing I know, Verena's holding me up, hollering, "Bad, bad, bad." And I was so dumb, I thought she was joking. She glanced over at her friend. Ferris Boyd wasn't playing. She was watching Deli. Her eyes were blue sadness, but now the sad was for somebody else. Deli didn't want it. "It's just a story," she smirked. Ferris Boyd understood. She started dribbling again. Deli was quiet for a bit. She'd always hated hearing that story. Somebody'd tell it, and it was all about her trouble, not her trying to help. Telling Ferris Boyd was different, though. Deli didn't feel bad. She felt better. "Want to hear another one?" she asked. Ferris Boyd took a shot and swished it. "Trouble Tale number 2. She declared. "I'm a brownie burglar." The whole time Deli talked, the girl played ball. She didn't shake her head or like everybody else. It was as if for Ferris Boyd, Deli weren't horribatable at all. "You ready? 'Cause here comes Trouble Tale number 3. Deli started another one, and the girl kept playing. And that's where we're going to stop today, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of chapter 30. I hope you guys enjoy the chapters. Remember to complete your exit ticket, and have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.